So often I get asked about impact and my feelings about it and how your clothes, they're your visual calling card and how that can impact your life and how it impacts the way people see you. So I want to give you a little example. If you don't know me, my name is Dina Cershone. I've been in Hollywood dressing people for over 20 years. And one of the biggest shows I ever did was a show called Deal or No Deal. You remember, with the girls in the cases? And when we first started that show, the executives, the producers, actually the network, really wanted to see sort of an elegant, glamorous, they were calling it like the Emmy moment, women in gowns and this and that. And it was supposed to feel very nightclub and nighttime. And I was like, no, in my head, if you want to create that pow, that punch, that everything, the girls should be in short dresses because it's this visual, like, boom. It was just more fun and more lively and more exciting. And so through many weeks of going back and forth and looking at dresses and looking at styles, the network decided, okay, let's go with 2 short and we'll do 3 long. So I was like, okay, fine, that I can do. So when it came to the first rehearsal, when everyone was going to be there, the executives, the network, all the people, I thought, you know what, I'm going to put them in a short dress for this very first moment of them coming over. Remember that show? It was a big deal. These girls coming over that big stage, Howie would call them in, ladies please and all that. So I put them in this beautiful cobalt dress. It was a fitted strapless cobalt blue dress. The music plays and up they come over what we used to call the temple. They come over the temple and start down the stage. And it was just like, it was breathtaking. It was one of those moments I think was actually even bigger than anyone had expected it to be. We all knew what was going to happen, but when you got the visual, that impact was huge. So we go through the rehearsal went great. And at the end of the rehearsal, one of the producers calls me in and I'm like, oh gosh, here we go, And he says, okay, so let's not freak out. And I'm thinking bad news, right? He says to me, what's it going to take to make all those dresses short? I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, it was great because they saw what I saw. They got it, but they had to see it visually. I could see it in my head what that moment was going to be. But then it was like, how do we make that happen fast? Well, obviously, long story short, we made it happen. And that's how we got to the looks you all are still seeing today. So just a little insight as to how I do what I do and how I really think that you need to think through what people are seeing. There's an impact that comes with that. And what's the impact you want to make? So anyway, that's one of my stories. I have many up my sleeve. Let me know if you want to hear more and I'd be happy to share.